Hi, YouTube. Today I want to talk about a couple things actually. First thing first, I want to talk to the atheists. A lot of atheists wonder why in the world Christians are so reluctant to listen and pretty much deny the facts. And I want to kind of give a little bit of insight on this because I was raised in a Christian home, went to a Christian school, was in all the Christian circles, went to church every Sunday, every Wednesday, every Sunday night for that matter. And I really understand why it was really hard for me myself to get to the point that I am now. Basically, what it all starts whenever you're really, really young. There's a lot of indoctrination that happens. What they do, basically, they start you off before you even care about questions like, you know, the universe, how we got here, things like that. They don't, that's, that's the last thing you're thinking about it, for. So your parents start indoctrinating you really young. The pastor, all of your friends usually, because especially with me, I went to a Christian school, so we all kind of heard the same thing. And what they do is the number one thing that they kind of start you off on is this idea that atheists basically the only reason they're atheists, the only reason they don't believe, the only reason that they invented this thing called evolution is the simple fact that they don't want to obey God's laws. They want to do whatever they want to do type idea. So that's ingrained at a really young age. And then when they actually do talk about evolution, this is especially in the Christian schools because you're not taught evolution like you are in public schools at all. You're really not. It's more of a passing thing. Evolution, it says this and this, and so yeah. All right, back to God. And the thing that they instill in you really young is not only the idea that evolutionists, atheists, anyone who doesn't believe in God, that they're just trying to get away from God. They just don't want to obey His laws, things like that. They also bring in this absolute fallacy, this idea that evolution it's just so ridiculous. It's so obviously ridiculous, so insanely. I mean, they make it out to be pretty much you have to be an idiot to believe in it. And one of the best ways that they do that is by going over this idea of chance. They throw that word out there all the time. It just so you're just telling me it just happened by chance, really? That we came, we were monkeys at one time. They really like to throw that out there. We were monkeys, which of course, we all know that we're more or less cousins, not really actually descendants of monkeys at all. We just have a common ancestor. Of course, we know that. But that's, this whole idea, it's thrown out there. And they use this thing, chance, all the time. So what it is, you're indoctrinated so young. And whenever you're looking at atheists as just these people that don't want to believe in God, even though they know it's true and it's obvious to them, and this evolution they've just made up and convinced themselves. So that's why whenever you get a Christian in college that doesn't want to listen to the teacher, refuses, just writes down the right answers just to get by in the class, but refuses to take it as fact, refuses to take it as true because they just look at it as they're lying to themselves, basically. And they're not going to look into it because when you're taught at a really young age that this is such a fallacy, it's so not true, there's no reason to look into it. Usually a Christian will go his entire life without even reading one Wikipedia article on what evolution really is. And so and the thing is, that the older people, you're probably thinking, well, they're just lying. But the problem is this has been happening for generations, many generations. They believe it so much in their head, just like the kids do. I mean, obviously, someone along the lines had to have read evolution and either lied about it directly or completely in their mind just didn't understand it and then went back to Christians and said, "This is what evolution is, guys. It's stupid. It's retarded." And, obviously we know that not to be true. We know evolution isn't done by chance, which is kind of my next point. This is more to Christians who are brought up this way. I fully understand you. I fully understand why you don't believe things like that, but let me set the record straight with that.